Okay guys, in this video we're going to talk about how to choose a domain name. There's a lot of things to think about. You want to get it right. So we're just going to have a little chat, give you a bit of advice on what you need to think about when choosing a domain name. Look at getting a domain name that reflects what you do. So, if you're a window cleaner, then obviously, you'd want that in the domain name. So if it's John's window cleaning business, maybe johnswindowcleaning.com would be a good domain. If you're in the UK, johnswindowcleaning.co.uk could be a good option. Also, as well, if it's less of a local business and more of a online, if it's an online app or something, often a made-up word is a good idea. Things like Tidio or Vimeo or things like that. And the reason why a lot of people use that is because it doesn't get lost in the search results, because it's there's no other word. That's the only word. So if it's Vimeo, it only relates to that website. It doesn't relate to anything else. So that's certainly something to consider. But if it's more a local business, if you're a plumber, a roofer, something like that, then ideally you want your business name .com or .co.uk if you're in the UK, or .es if you're in Spain. So that's the sort of thing you're looking for. Point 2, keep it short and concise. Again, if it's, you don't want your domain name to be too long. You only want it to be kind of 2 or 3 words, really. You don't want it any longer than that. So just try and, not make it too long-winded. So it's nice and easy for people to write down and remember. Make it easy to type. Don't come up. This more applies to if you come up with an online service, an online business. Don't use words which people are likely to get to spell wrong. Keep it simple, easy. Avoid using hyphens, because if you tell someone on the phone, you're going to have to say to them, it's John's window cleaning. It's a bit of a mouthful. It's likely to get misinterpreted and lost in translation. That's what I've just said. Avoid numbers and hyphens. Numbers are also tricky, because if your business is something like 9lionsroofing.com, is it a number 9 or is it the word 9? Again, it can, if you say to someone 9lines.com, they could spell it wrong, they could write it wrong. So you want to make it as simple and easy for people. Use the correct domain name extension. So .com domains, the US domains really, American domains, although you can use, people use them all over the world. It's the most popular extension. But ideally, especially if you're in the UK, you need to use the .co.uk. You can use a .com, but it's kind of expected. Same in Spain, it's .es and things like that. Ireland, it's .ie. So use the correct domain name extension for your business. If you're doing an online service, then obviously the .com is the way to go, because you could have people visiting your website from all over the world. So make sure you use the correct domain name extension. Protect your brand. Purchase other extensions. Now, what I mean by this is, say John's window cleaning.co.uk. If you were a British business, you would purchase that domain name for your business. But it's also worth considering purchasing the .com as well, because that then stops a rival window cleaner coming along and thinking, okay, well, I'll buy the .com and I'll set up a little website on that and pinch anyone searching for that business. I'll pinch the traffic and their business. So it's always worth purchasing other extensions. The only issue with this is there's so many extensions about these days that you can't. It's easy to get carried away. I would just stick with the main sort of top level domain names really. So if you're buying a .co.uk or you're buying a .com, I would consider also getting the .net and the .org. If you're in the UK, maybe .org.uk or .uk as well. There's that many now. It's easy to get sort of carried away, and it'd end up costing you a fortune. So if you're American, or if it's a .com, then I would certainly get the .net and the .org. If you're British, get buying the .co.uk. I would certainly look at also purchasing the .com, maybe the .net, maybe the .org. Use keywords in your domain. Now, a long time ago, stuffing keywords into your domain was an easy way to get your website to rank in the search engines. So, if you were wanting to rank for plumber in Liverpool, you would purchase a domain, plumberliverpool.co.uk. It doesn't really apply anymore, but it still is helpful. So if you're John the plumber in Liverpool, it would certainly be worthwhile considering John the plumber Liverpool.co.uk. Don't stuff keywords into your domain though, so don't sort of make it, which is something you could get away with years ago, but not anymore. So you want a nice, concise, easy to remember domain name. Is it future proof? Don't use things like, don't put the year in the domain, John's Window Clean in 2019 or anything like that. Because you'd be hoping to have this domain name for a long time. So the longer you have a domain name, the more trust it gets, the better it ranks. So you don't want to be swapping domain names all the time. Get ideas by using a domain name generator. A site like Lean Domain Search is one I've used, but there's loads of them out there. Just Google domain name generator and you'll find a lot. And what they do is you'll put in some keywords and it will spit out domain name ideas. Some of them will even check what domains are available, because it's often quite hard to find. On the more general search terms, it's quite hard to find a domain name that's available, because obviously a lot of them are registered. That can be quite a good service to use. And that's our lot. That's a few tips, a bit of advice on how to choose a domain name. There's a lot to consider. A lot of it will come down to what's available. I hope you found that useful.